Guys, we have an urgent information coming out about 10 European countries will be prepared to send troops to Ukraine once Russia full-scale war ends. And according to the report, the European official discussed a plan on Tuesday to deploy British and French forces in Ukraine as part of a future peace agreement, including troop numbers and their placement. Wow. So it seems like once the war ends and Russia take their soldiers and troops and aircraft out of Ukraine, that's when NATO is going to come in. 10 countries, European countries, ready to send troops. We don't know how many, but yeah, this is just the tip of it, of the peace agreement. I do believe this is part of the security guarantees. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. It says here the UK Gov said that in the coming days, in the coming days, European military officials will meet with the U.S. representative to develop robust security guarantees. There you go. And prepare for the deployment of reinsurance force if the hostilities ended. Bloomberg sources added that the first phase of the proposed support package will focus on strengthening the Ukrainian military through training and personnel reinforcement. Now, this will be handled by a multinational group composed primarily of European troops, with the UK and France sending hundreds of soldiers to Ukraine, stationed away from the front lines. Another part of the plan reportedly involves U.S. support, including intelligence sharing, border surveillance, weapons deliveries, and possibly air defense. They're going to be sending a lot of stuff. Man, it says here the Bear authorities have been firmly opposed to any NATO troops being stationed in Ukraine. That's basically what I'm saying, that I don't think the Bear is going to accept this. They don't want NATO. And if that's the case, then the Bear is going to say, okay, so NATO could come in, I'll bring in China. I'm going to have the Red Dragon soldiers just control the eastern part of Ukraine, which the Europeans quickly said no. They rejected that one. We reaffirm our long-stated position of categorical rejection of any scenarios involving the presence of a military contingent from NATO countries in Ukraine, said the Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria on Monday. In an interview with Fox on Tuesday, U.S. Commander-in-Chief Donald said Washington will help defend Ukraine after the war, but will not send troops to the country. All right, so there ain't gonna be no U.S. soldiers in Ukraine. All right, give me a second here, guys. I want to bring this one up too. So once again, reports suggest that about 10 countries are ready to send troops to Ukraine as part of a potential peace agreement, primarily for peacekeeping and security guarantee purposes. This follows discussions among European officials regarding a plan to deploy British and French troops to Ukraine, including the size and positioning of military personnel. However, it is important to note the following. Number one, this is part of a potential peace agreement. The deployment of troops is contingent on a peace deal being reached and agreed upon by the Bear and Crane. Number two, the Bear stands It says the bear has rejected, there you go, they rejected the idea of an international force deploying to Ukraine, potentially complicating the path to a peace deal. I think NATO, they need to kind of mind their own business. I don't think it's good to be sending NATO soldiers in there. Number one is that it just like it says here, is going to complicate the peace deal. I agree. Number two, Ukraine, the yellow and blue country, they are not member of NATO. So again, NATO, go, scram, beat it. It says here, number three, the sleeping giant involvement. The sleeping giant, under the U.S. Commander-in-Chief, has ruled out sending sleeping giant troops on the ground, although air support remains a possibility. European nations are expected to bear a significant part of the burden in providing security guarantees, with the sleeping giant assistance focused on areas like intelligence sharing and potentially air support. Number four, unclear details. Many details regarding the specifics of the security guarantees and the role of the troops remain unclear, including their deployment, locations, and rules of engagement. Number five. Give me a second here. Is this number five? Yeah, number five. It says here, countries considering participation. Countries like the UK, France, Canada, Australia, Switzerland, and Turkey have indicated their willingness to participate in a peacekeeping mission after a peace agreement is reached. Switzerland has specified it could potentially send around 200 soldiers for 9 to 12 months, with Gov and Parliament consent. Excuse me, guys. In a sense, while several countries are prepared to contribute to a security force in Ukraine as part of a potential peace agreement, the actual deployment remains dependent on the success of ongoing negotiations and addressing Russia's concerns. All right, so here's the thing, guys. I think NATO, they need to follow the sleeping giant footstep. The sleeping giant, we're not sending soldiers. NATO, you should not be sending soldiers either. Follow the sleeping giant footstep. I mean, you guys want to send equipments, go right ahead. Again, the sleeping giant sells equipments to nations, which I think is, well, again, nation need to defend themselves. So the sleeping giant is going to be sending a lot of stuff to them. Europe, you guys going to be paying for that. All right, so give me a second here, guys. I do have this news that's coming out right now. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Donald says, now someone is like, can you please say his name? It's being disrespectful. Guys, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the commander-in-chief. Here's the problem, all right? Whenever we make videos of the 47th, we get hit. we get hit. Ever since he became the sleeping giant leader, we've been posting videos, and our views went down. Not because people don't want to watch our video, it's because the platform is hiding our stuff. So this is happening to a lot of people. You can go on X, on Twitter. Everybody is really complaining about the views just slashed. And many is talking about the Donald. The U.S. Commander-in-Chief says UK will put troops in Ukraine and reveals if Sleeping Giant would join them. All right, so this is a very important update. In a wide-ranging interview, the U.S. Commander-in-Chief stated firmly that Ukraine will not be part of NATO, but insists the European troops, including British forces, will be sent to deter any future of the bear aggression. The U.S. Commander-in-Chief has said Britain will put troops on the ground in Ukraine less than 24 hours after suggesting the Sleeping Giant soldiers could also be deployed. In a wide-ranging interview with Fox News Today, the U.S. Commander-in-Chief stated firmly that Ukraine will not going to be a part of NATO, but insisted European troops, including British forces, will be sent to deter any future of the bear aggression. Now, Ukraine are not going to be part of NATO, but we got the European nations. So they'll front load it, and they'll have some of them, France and Germany, a couple of them, the UK, they're going to have boots on the ground. So Donald's saying that there's going to be boots on the ground. Donald's saying there's going to be boots on the ground. So I don't think it's going to be a problem, to be honest. I think Vladimir is tired of it. I think they are all tired of it, but you never know. We are going to find out about Vladimir in the next couple of weeks. That I can tell you. Donald also conceded that a peace deal might not be achievable, saying it's possible he doesn't want to make a deal. The comments mark a dramatic shift in tone just a day earlier. Once again, the president in front of Zelensky have floated the possibility that Sleeping Giant troops could eventually be involved in Ukraine. When asked if the U.S. will have boots on the ground as part of a security guarantee for Ukraine, as he had indicated on Monday, U.S. Commander-in-Chief categorically denied that. You have my insurance, and I am president, he said. Yeah, he's not going to deploy Sleeping Giant soldiers. He's going to have the Europeans just do their part. His subsequent assertion that only European allies would send soldiers appeared designed to calm domestic concern over the Sleeping Giant military entanglement, while shifting responsibility for Ukraine's defense squarely onto Europe. During the Fox News appearance, which came just hours after European leaders, including the Prime Minister, left the White House, the U.S. Commander-in-Chief said he had already discussed Washington's stance with U.S. allies, as well as Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission. He described conversation in which he suggested Europe should prepare for a different approach once he leaves office. Asked if he had raised the issue of future security guarantees, the U.S. Commander-in-Chief replied, "We talked about it, it is what it is. I could say the same thing about them." So there's going to be some things to come in that country. Give me a second here, guys. Yeah, I'm just going to skip the rest of it. It seems like the rest is the same as the first news article I just read to you. But this is where we at right now. So we're not going to be sending troops. Sleeping Giant soldiers is not going to be part of this peace agreement operation. 10 countries, 10 European countries, troops are going. Once all this ends, hopefully it ends, but yeah, so I think, again, like Donald said, it's a possibility Vlad might not go with this, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Now, guys, Vladimir just put out a message earlier today. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Oh, let me just read it. So Russia says president meeting on Ukraine must be prepared very thoroughly. And he also said we should have this meeting in Moscow. In Moscow. Vladimir proposed meeting with Zelensky in Moscow during his call with Donald. Yeah, so Zelensky rejected, say absolutely not. So here's the thing, guys. They can't have the meeting in Europe because the ICC, the courts, they have a warrant arrest for Vladimir. So we don't know where this next meeting is gonna take place. But yeah, we're just gonna have to find out and see where's the next meeting. And yeah, so imagine, Yellowstone. Let's go to Yellowstone. It's beautiful out there. We went to the icy mountain, Alaska. Let's go to the fiery, burning mountain, Yellowstone. What do you say, guys? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Faith and trust in Jesus Christ. For he's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.